thinking about moving or living in Westminster, Colorado? Well, today I'm going to be talking about downtown Westminster. Let's get started. Hi there, Christy Lee here, and I am a local real estate agent in the state of Colorado, but more importantly, I am a native of Colorado. If you're new to my channel, all of my videos are catered to my most favorite places to live and visit, take your kiddos, things like that. So if that's something that interests you, please click that subscribe button right there. Remember to click that thumbs up and obviously leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. All right, so today I'm in downtown Westminster, and it's really funny about this area is, one, I grew up in this area, so I've seen it change significantly over the last 30 years. First off, there was never a downtown Westminster. This is all new. Where I'm actually sitting is where used to be the Westminster Mall, and the Westminster Mall it was awesome back in the day. Don't get me wrong. It was so much fun. We would go there all the time. That was our main mall. That's where everybody went. It had these hot air balloons in the middle, a cool food court. You know, as a kid, you'd have your parents drop you off there and you'd walk around because you were super cool. And then once you got older, this entire area was considered the Loop. So even if you move here now, you'll actually still see signs along the streets that are surrounding this area that says no cruising. And that's essentially because all of us teenagers would come and we would cruise around this whole area and essentially take up all the traffic. So that's kind of what that means. Well, over the last, I would say 15 years or so, the Westminster Mall has definitely closed down. And actually, I think that actually closed down about 20 years ago. But they started renovating this whole area, which is now known as downtown Westminster. And it's honestly taking forever. This whole area has been going or under construction for, I would say, the last 15 years. But what they're doing here is they're adding a bunch of really cool, amenities for sure, but definitely apartments, townhomes, condos. And they're kind of making it look like, a Denver downtown scene. It reminds me actually a lot of downtown, the Denver Tech Center off of Bellevue. This kind of reminds me of that area. It's still being built, but I do want to talk about it because if you're going to live in Westminster, you're probably going to frequent this area quite a bit, especially once it's completely finished. So this area is going to be located off of, in between Sheridan and Westminster, right off of 92nd and 88th. So kind of sits there right in the middle. So you are going to still have some of the old stuff that's still the original Westminster Mall. So one being the JCPenney's, which actually really throws me that JCPenney's is even still here, but I'm sitting right in front of it actually. JCPenney's is still here, still rocking and rolling, but that is really the only retail that is still from the original Westminster Mall. The Olive Garden is actually still here as well. It's going to be essentially in the parking lot over here, and then the bowling alley. There is a bowling alley over here too. So all of these places is where I personally used to frequent as a kid all the time, and all of them really do kind of still look like the original back in the 80s and 90s when they were originally built, but everything else is being built around it. Now, across the street over here, you're still going to have some of the original retail as well, but one cool thing I do want to talk about is Kokopelli Brewery. That is across the street, so if you do live in this area, you do have an awesome brewery literally across the street. It's called Kokopelli, and it has awesome food too. I really like their pizza, so you could head over there. I believe they have like 30 beers on tap, so it is really cool having that so close, because within the actual vicinity of downtown Westminster, they're still slow and go of what they have available, right? So there are some businesses popping up. The Alamo Draft House is really cool. That is a movie theater actually. That is, also a restaurant too. So you could, there's like a server, they come and bring you your food, your drinks, whatever, and you could still watch a movie here. There is, I believe there's definitely a coffee shop. I believe there's a smoothie place over here too. And I think they just opened up a burger place right around the corner. So, or it's about to be open. And then you're gonna have some other stuff, chiropractic, dentist and lash and nails is going to be in this area right now as well. But that doesn't mean there's plans for more. I mean, this place is, again, currently being built out. We're looking at 15 years right now that it's been here. So it's been a really, really long time. We've all been waiting on this particular area to get going. All right, so a really cool thing that I love about downtown Westminster is, one, the location. So we're located right off of the Boulder Turnpike, or otherwise known as I-36. So I mean, I'm like literally looking at it. It's probably about a block away. You could walk there, and actually the RTD, you could definitely walk to the RTD, which is right there. That's the bus stop. So you have access to get into Boulder and to Denver literally in no time. I would say it's probably about 20 minutes each way, depending on which way you went. The light rail has actually just been completed, and that's going to be in Westminster as well, but it's not going to be in this vicinity. You're going to be a few blocks south of here. But you do have the light rail, so that's super awesome. And you're super close. Well, I wouldn't say super close, but you are at least on the west side if you are somebody who likes to go to the mountains quite a bit. So getting to the mountains, again, depending on which part of the mountains you want to go to, but let's just say the ski resorts, your major ski resorts, Winter Park, Copper, Breckenridge, all of that good stuff, you're probably still looking about an hour, hour and a half with traffic. So this particular area is really great for that reason alone. Now, if you're someone who likes to ride your bike or run, walk your dog, whatever, we're really close to the Highline Canal, which is awesome because the Highline Canal will actually take you into Boulder. It'll take you into Denver as well. So it just depends on how you kind of connect to it. It'll also take you into Arvada. So again, depending on, you're on it, it'll ride right along I-36, but you're able to connect to different routes to get into all these other cities. So if you're somebody who loves actively to ride your bike, especially for miles and miles on end, like I used to do that all the time, not so much anymore. But if you're somebody who does, definitely hit the Highline Canal. This particular area is located right off of it. So you have the accessibility to that too. Now, one thing I don't like about this particular area is the fact that it doesn't really have your major, like say grocery stores or shopping. Like I said, there is the JCPenney's, but what about groceries, right? There's a Super Walmart that's gonna be off of 92nd in Sheridan. It's close, but it's not like you could walk there. There's a couple King Supers that are relatively close as well, but it's not right down the way. I would say it's about 10 minutes or so. King Supers is going to be our grocery store out here, so it's about 10 minutes to get to there. So it's not super close to that. And what I will say about this particular area is it's still growing. So if you live here, you're pretty much like the only ones living here right now. I know that these apartments over here, they're currently leasing, so you can move in, and I'm sure you could probably get some great move-in specials as well, but there's really nothing else going on here. So you'd be one of the first ones to move in, which is super cool too. But there's not like a huge community like this place is happening, every weekend kind of place, like some of the other places that I've talked about in some of my other videos. This area is definitely not there yet. That being said though, to kind of piggyback off that, if you want an investment property, this area would be awesome because it will eventually get to the place where people are gravitating to. I mean, because it is so cool. I mean, it really does look like a small little downtown area. Again, it reminds me a lot of the tech center down south. So if you want an investment property, there are plenty of old homes that are surrounding this area, built in 70s and 80s, that you could get into relatively cheap. I use that loosely because Denver, everybody knows that Colorado right now is super expensive. But if you could get into one of those homes and maybe use it as a rental or even just live in it and sell it after this place starts to, you know, be booming, it's going to be a really great investment for you because this area, downtown Westminster, is going to be a really cool place to live. And if you get in early, it's just going to be great benefits for you as well. All right, so because it's still under construction and even the areas around it, so Sheridan and 88th, all of that too, there's a lot of traffic really all the time because it kind of bottlenecks over here right after you get off the highway. So just kind of know that if you're planning on moving to this particular area that you are going to probably deal with a lot of traffic for a while until they get the roads figured out, just because this is going to be a huge draw for a lot of people to live in this area. So they're going to definitely have to widen the roads, figure out the way that the lanes are working, because it's not currently working great right now. But in time they will figure it out. So just know when you move here, there will be a lot of traffic. Another cool thing about this particular area is not even necessarily this area, but the areas surrounding it. So you have the Westminster Promenade, which is only going to be about 5 minutes away from here, and there's another movie theater there. There's Dave & Buster's over there, a lot of cool restaurants, a lot of cool shopping. So like if you like TJ Maxx and what else is over there? Home Goods, you know, PetSmart's over there, anything like that, you could head over to there. It's only about 5 to 8 minutes away. So you have that. And then if you head west, they've renovated that whole area too. So you have Torchy's Tacos. There's a lot of other things too. I can't think offhand. Oh, like Tokyo Joe's is going to be over there. Qdoba, Home Depot. So if you need anything like that, that's going to be just west of here, only about 5 minutes as well. So you do have some cool things that are surrounding the downtown Westminster area. Just this very specific area right now is not quite built up just yet. All right, cool. So that is Westminster downtown. If you have any questions, please reach out to me anytime. I am the one that answers those phone calls and those emails. Remember to click that subscribe button right there. Thumbs up as well. I would love to hear from you. Please reach out anytime. And to the next video, take care.